the SEC predictions, SEC champions, and the final outcomes of the season starts now.
Welcome to The Common Fan, your go-to podcast for SEC smack talk, top 25 game day predictions, and fan-first football takes in college or the NFL. Here is your host, Bryce Tillman. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and let's talk ball.
What's up, everybody? This is another episode of The Common Fan. College football is finally back. The long wait is over. The stadium lights are ready to shine, and Saturday's just got a whole lot brighter. The energy, the rival, the packatory, it's all here, and it's all the SEC. This season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable we've seen in years. We've got our predictions locked in today and ready to tell y'all on the Common Fan podcast. Will Georgia keep the dynasty rolling? Can LSU finally break through? Is Alabama ready to bounce back? And don't sleep on South Carolina or Texas. Things are about to get wild. So get ready to strap in because we're about to break it all down on today's show of The Common Fan. Joining me as always is my co-host, one-star Kyle Dewitt, and the Greene County legend, Cameron Williams. And guys, college football is freaking back, baby.
Turn this hat around so we can talk some ball around here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's the best time of the year. It's fall. About to be cold. About to be doing some hunting. Saturday game days. Let's go.
A lot of cooking. A lot of cooking.
Did you take cocaine?
Cooking. Not cooking cocaine. Cooking.
Oh, okay.
Cooking in the SEC. Cooking on the grill.
A lot of college football this year, boys, in the most dominant conference in college football. I don't care if the Big Ten's won it 2 years in a row. We won it 16 years consecutive prior to that. We will always be number one. If anybody hates that, well, talk to your grandma about it because we don't care, right? So, guys, today we have our breakdowns of the SEC, where the teams are going to finish at the end of the season, who's going to win the conference, and then we also have a little sneaker in there, who we think is going to win the Heisman. We're going to start in alphabetical order. We're going to go all the way through the conference. We're going to give our predictions, give a summary behind it, and then we're just going to jump right into it and talk about who's going to take over the most dominant Southeastern Conference. And, boys, let me tell you, starting out at the top of the list is always, as bad as it kills me to say, is one of the most dominant teams in the conference, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And to me, this year for 2025, I have the Alabama Crimson Tide going 9-3 with a loss to Georgia, South Carolina, and boys, I hate to break it to y'all, but the streak's over this year. The streak is over. Auburn's winning the Iron Bowl. Auburn gets to talk about the 6-year streak. Alabama doesn't, baby. Kyle, I got to hear it from you, Alabama fan. What are your thoughts on this Alabama team? Where do you think that they stand, and what's your prediction for this team?
First off, you've lost your marbles. You might want to go find them. There's no way, right? I mean, okay, it's the Iron Bowl. You can't. There's no way we can sit here and predict. You said it best. You got to take Auburn. I got to take Alabama. I'm not going to say Auburn's going to win. You're not going to say Alabama's going to win. But if you match up player for player, wide receivers, offensive side, offensive line, defensive line, you match everybody up. There's no way that I see Auburn coming out of the Iron Bowl with a win. We'll leave that for another discussion. We've talked about it enough. I think this is one of the better rosters we've seen in a while. Better receiver core we've seen in a while. Bryce Young didn't have the best receiver core, right? He had J-Mo. J-Mo's a dog. But when J-Mo went down and Mechie went down, he had all freshmen. None of them even stayed the year after that, like maybe 2 or 3. The other ones that didn't stay, they left the year after that and went to Florida State. So I think this is one of the better receiving cores we've seen. Obviously, the loss to Jam Miller, there was some good news. I think they're saying he definitely will be back before Georgia. So that'll be a plus. Hopefully he can come back like Wisconsin.
Better hope so. Y'all
better hope so. There's a 6'1", 250-pound unit going to run down Auburn's throat. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, I think they're ready to go. Ty Simpson comes out balling. I see him going 10-2. But again, that's going to come back to Ty Simpson and Ryan Grubb, not just Ty Simpson
and Ryan Williams.
Yeah, Hollywood.
I'm gonna caddy off of that. I'm gonna say they're going 10-2 as well. I think their two losses is going to come South Carolina and LSU. Just simply from experience, I feel like Lenore Sellers and Nussmeier is the veteran quarterbacks in the league right now. It's hard. The SEC is tight this year, in my opinion. I mean, you don't really know which way everything's going to play out. Everybody's got dogs, and I'm just leaning on the veteran side of things, experience side of things right now until I see a couple games, and then a lot of my predictions are probably going to change.
Yeah.
So I had them losing to Georgia and South Carolina. I don't see LSU coming in and beating Bama at Bryant-Denny, especially if Bama's a one-loss going into this. I just don't see it. I put Georgia and South Carolina right because they're going to home. They're going away. Those are tough games. Again, being a little bit more moderate, I think it looks more like that Georgia can pull that out, and South Carolina can pull that out at their home stadium. I just don't see LSU coming in and stomping Bama.
And on my list for Bama, I had Georgia and South Carolina, right? And further in the show, when we get ready to talk about Auburn, I will talk about why I think that they can win the Iron Bowl. But we've talked about all day about Auburn, about how, it really depends on point game. And like I said, we're going to dive into it because I'm with y'all on that. But I do have Auburn winning the Iron Bowl based off other predictions that I have coming through Auburn, which will be coming up in a few minutes. Next on the list, we have Arkansas, boys, and I have Arkansas going 4-8 this year. Look, I think that this is Sam Pittman's last year. I've got Arkansas dropping to Ole Miss, losing to Notre Dame, losing to Tennessee, losing to Texas A&M, losing to Auburn, losing to LSU, Texas, and Missouri. And now, do I think that this Arkansas team has some talent on it? Yes. But I also think that this Arkansas team, with the talent that it has, will be transferring next year because Sam Pittman is gone. And if they don't hit a home run higher, these boys are not going to be staying in Fayetteville come 2026.
Yeah, I agree. I got them at 4-8 as well. Same losses. There's a couple games there. I think Arkansas could, hold them tight and maybe squeeze out a win, maybe get them closer to about the 5-7, 6-6 range. But not a lot of hope for them.
No. So this is going to be one of my trap games for Mississippi State. I think Arkansas is going to go 3-9 that season, with losses to Missouri, Texas, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Auburn, State, and LSU. This is going to be one of those key wins for State to get to be bowl eligible if they can swing that. But I will say this. I don't know if you guys seen it on X or not, but so Sam Pittman said in some club the other day, yacht club type deal, that he's glad that people are talking down on his team because he's got some ballers. He's going to show everybody. So we'll see. But as of right now, I got him going 3-9. I don't see it. I think Taylor Green is a beast, but I don't think the rest of the team is there compared to the rest of the SEC.
Yeah, and I think that he'll be a beast at another school next year, right? But I'm just sorry. I'm not sold on Arkansas.
Well, maybe he'll go to Auburn.
We got Deuce Knight, baby. We got Deuce Knight, and he is the future there. I did see a reporter talk to Sam Pittman, and he said, coming in year 2 for Bobby Petrino, but you and your 6 years not near as important or doesn't sound really exciting. And
what you learn from Bobby Petrino?
The reaction from Sam Pittman on that was hilarious. So, sorry, Arkansas fans. If you're tuning in, I just don't have a lot of faith in y'all. But, hey, y'all might shock the world, baby. So we're looking forward to the season and seeing if that happens. All right.
Go to the next one.
This is my time, boys. third team on this list, the Auburn Tigers, and I have Auburn going 9-3 this year.
Hold
Look,
on. Don't
I've
put
got
D
Auburn.
in front of them. Don't put
Yeah,
D
it's
in front of
the
them.
Auburn Tigers. I have Auburn going 9-3 this year with 3 consecutive losses in a row, going on a major stretch at the end of the season to finish it up with the Iron Bowl to go 9-3. But I have Auburn losing at Oklahoma, at Texas A&M, and until they show me different, I can never choose them to beat Georgia, even though it is a night game at Jordan-Hare, and it's the retirement game ceremony for Cam Newton's jersey. It's the 40-year anniversary of Bo Jackson winning the Heisman. That's all fine and dandy. But look, I'm a homer here. Like, I like Auburn. Like, that's my team. But until you get out there and dadgum show me you can win games, I don't know if I can really stand on this. Now, today we had a conversation about Auburn. And y'all both have, and I'm going to let y'all get into your – better yet, I'll let y'all get in y'all's predictions yet before we come back to me on this. So go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah. So I initially started out Auburn going 8-4, and then going back there and looking at the schedule, and you don't see it first game of the season, right? Normally your pivot games or your games that are like must wins are, halfway through the season. I think Baylor's a must win to get the spark going, right? To get the team bought into what they did all spring, all summer, all fall camp. I think Baylor's a must win. Now, and we talked about it today, I actually changed my prediction to a 7-5 Auburn with a loss to Baylor, OU, Georgia, A&M, and of course the Alabama. The 18 national championships, not 7 claims. But anyways, if they don't win Baylor, I don't have faith in them to pull off an 8-4 season. I just don't. I don't. If they beat Baylor, I see them having a little bit better start, because then they got to come back and go play OU at Norman. But again, if they beat Baylor and it's a good win, get a lot of steam going, they may can go into Norman and beat them, and then maybe possibly pull off that 9-3, 8-4 schedule. But I got them at 7-5. I think they got a pretty good team, good receivers. I'm not too sold on Hugh Freeze, not sold on Jackson Arnold. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm same, Kyle. I'm 7-5 on Auburn. Same losses: Baylor, Oklahoma, A&M, Georgia, and Bama. The same exact thing you said was first game. Like, we seen Jackson's stats last year. We know he can ball, but he has to prove it. Well, all we got off of Jackson Arnold from experience play time was his stats from last year, and I agree he's going to have a much better team around him. And I do agree that Hugh Freeze and him could be pretty good. I think that if they can beat Baylor, that's why I'm not just like a huge Auburn fan, but I am pulling for them this year because I do think that they have that elite high school recruitment era. Hugh Freeze is great at pulling them guys up. Look at the guys in our local area. The 2 best players I know of around our area the past 2 or 3 years are sitting at Auburn right now. So
both 5 stars.
Yeah. So I think that he has the potential, all the potential in the world. But I need to see Jackson Arnold produce. I need to see those plays come together. I need to see Hugh Freeze take control. And we talked about it today. You start hearing this talk about 2 or 3 different coaches calling plays. It might be mind games like you talked about, Bryce, but at the same time, what is that telling your fan base? Is kind of like, I don't know if I can get behind them. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I feel like if Jackson Arnold can show up first game, hang 21 on Baylor, walk out of the stadium in Waco, Texas, headed back to Auburn, Alabama, I think that I can get on board with them getting to 9-3. Until I see it, though, that I'm going Baylor on this one, but I feel like they can do it. I just got to see it.
Yeah, well, look, I got 3 things, right? And I'm going to point it out, and I'm going to be just as non-biased and truthful, but also Auburn fan as I could be. And these 3 points I'll just make. All right. The number one thing that I've got to say about the Auburn Tigers this year is Hugh Freeze, shut your dadgum mouth to the media, son. Shut your mouth. You are talking too much about stuff that you don't even believe is true, and you're lying to everybody out here, and you're telling people that there's 3 different people calling the plays, and that's not true, right? I'm a big Hugh Freeze fan, but you're telling a bald-faced lie, and you're doing it because you knew that you had to give Derek Nix credit because you upgraded him to offensive coordinator to avoid buying out the contract when he left Ole Miss. The only way Derek Nix could leave Ole Miss was to get bought out of his contract or have an upgrade from the position that he had at Ole Miss. Okay? That's the truth to it. So when Hugh Freeze is in these press conferences and he's saying, well, it's a mixture of things. It's between me and Kent, with Kent Austin talking to the quarterbacks and Derek Nix is giving his input. Yeah, that's 3 names, but at the end of the day, it's a lie. It's a lie, and Hugh Freeze is saying that to show why he brought Derek Nix and avoided making that payout. All right? So, again, shut your dadgum mouth being so freaking truthful to the media. Give coach speak. That's the number one thing. The number 2 thing is, it's probably the most crucial out of all of it, is the dadgum Auburn beat writers. Stop finding every little thing you can at fall camp and putting it out in the media. You're killing your team. You think these players don't see that when they get out of fall camp practices? Justin Hokanson, Nathan King, AL.com. I'm sick of seeing y'all. Y'all are the ones posted. It's not Bama beat writers. It's not Georgia beat writers. It's Auburn's own people putting this out there every single dadgum day. Stop doing it. Because you're the reason that nobody in the national media has respect on your team right now. This is a team that's been to the national championship twice in the last 15 years.
You got 7 last night.
Got 7 overnight, baby. I mean, come on. Look, y'all are killing the vibes of the program. Now, I know the players have their own texts and their own coaching and speech inside that locker room. I get it. But you're destroying the fan base and you're pushing narratives for clickbait, and it's ridiculous. If I wanted to do that, I'd come out here and say Auburn's going 2-10 this year and post it everywhere. All right? So stop it. And the third thing out of this that I'll say before I move on from Auburn, because we've got a lot more to cover. Guys, I'm getting torched out here covering for y'all year in, year out. 5 years in a row, y'all have had losing seasons. And it's getting really, really hard to convince somebody that the Honda Civic they've had for the past 5 years has had 3 motors blown up in it, that I just rebuilt it and sold it back to you, and it's the best car you ever have. Okay? Get out there and win some dadgum ball games, man. And that's what I've got to say. And look, roster for roster, Auburn's better than dadgum Baylor. Roster for roster, Auburn's equal to Oklahoma right now. Roster for roster, equal with Texas A&M. But you know what the problem is? Like y'all said, Hugh hasn't proved it yet. He ain't won no dadgum ball game to make anybody think it. And if you want to go back to the Texas A&M game last year, guess what, buddy? 4 overtimes, and it took the dadgum tight end dropping a 2-point conversion for you to win the ball game. And you still went 5-7. So that's what I think. I don't think Jackson Arnold's a good dadgum quarterback. He's not. He's the National Gatorade Player of the Year, 5-star plus quarterback. All right? He didn't forget how to play football. He went through 3 offensive coordinators, a walk-on offensive line, and was throwing to Edward Scissorhands every single Saturday he was out there, and still somehow managed to beat a team like Alabama strictly on his feet. The kid knows how to play ball, and I think he's in a better situation. But I get everybody's concern and not really trusting in Auburn, because even with my biggest orange and blue goggles on, I have concern for him. But I think when you break down this Baylor and Auburn game, Auburn has to go out there and beat them, like you said, by 21 points. And I think a lot more people get on board, and I have confidence that they will. And I think that's going to throw some momentum in the season, putting them at 9-4.
Jackson Arnold has to be Himothy.
9-3. I'm sorry, 9-3.
Yeah. Jackson Arnold has to be Himothy. He has to be Himothy.
There's only one Himothy.
That's what I used to call Kyle. 1-star Kyle. All right.
Yeah,
now my rant's over on Auburn. Now my rant's over on Auburn. I'm glad I got
Thank
that
goodness.
off
My
chest.
gosh.
See, we all agreed.
Golly. Like, did he breathe at all in that 5 minutes?
I'm glad he got it out. So you stop taking that on us. Yeah.
Yeah, texting us 11:30 at night.
Look,
my wide receivers was dudes. Boy, hush.
They are, Kyle. I
Move
don't
on.
care if you
Hush.
want to look at numbers.
Look at stats. Move on.
I promise we will. We will. All right.
We'll look at them right now.
Florida is the next team on the SEC breakdown. And we got some very mixed opinions in this one, boys. I have Florida going 8-4 because I'm not letting injuries or anything else dictate my outcome for this team right now until I see it happen. If it happens and they're out, then yeah, my take on this will change. But right now, I have Florida going 8-4 with a loss to, lost what spot? LSU, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma. And guys, DJ Lagway is a phenomenal athlete. This defense is really good. Dallas Wilson is going to come in and be an absolute freak show. I have confidence in this team, but this is the hardest schedule in the country, right? And if Florida comes out with an 8-4 overall record, dadgum, you better keep Billy for another year. You better keep him for another year because I can tell you next year's schedule is going to be a lot easier, and you'll have Lagway for one more year.
I got him 6-6. Again, Hugh Freeze, Napier, kind of in the same boat. I'm not sold on Napier yet. I think he can coach a good program. I'm just not sold with this team he's got, with injuries, with everything I saw last year. Same losses, but I'm adding Miami and Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss gets the revenge.
All right. Y'all ready for my rant now?
Ready? Let's get it.
All right. I am over the hype of Florida the past 2 to 3 years. Everyone knows I'm a Mississippi State fan, but I am a SEC fan. I know my team hasn't been hitting on much, but if an SEC team's doing good, I'm still going to root for them. I even root for Ole Miss. I know that's bad to say, but I root for them. So I've been on the hype train for the past 3 years behind Graham Mertz, behind the whole reconstruction of the offense, and I have been hyped up 2 years in a row, going on 3, and I have been let down twice. And I was behind Billy, then I was aggravated with Billy. I got behind Billy, got aggravated with Billy. So he's almost as bad as a choke Kiffin, and he can. Graham Mertz goes out. I hate it, but that was a blessing to Florida because they got to see what Lagway could do. But then Lagway starts battling injuries. High school injuries followed him all the way through to now. I don't like Bryce said, why didn't we take care of the injury over the offseason that required surgery? We still haven't done it. You have a number one running back. He's out wearing a boot, not full in practice right now. Lagway, they're saying he's back. I haven't seen it. Everything I've seen, he's still no contact. Defensive lineman, what was his name? Banks, out. Don't know when he'll be back. It's day by day. But injuries 2 weeks before the first game. So I'm hyped up. Everybody knew I was big on Lagway at the beginning of the season. Right before the season, 3 key players go down. So I am 4-8 on Florida this year. I think by Miami game, they get beat. They're going to lose LSU, then they're going to lose Miami. After Miami game, Billy's out because Florida's not going to stand it. Billy's gone. So then interim coach comes in. SEC runs through them. They can't keep people healthy. Lagway goes down. I see it being a tank of a season. They'll have a new coach. They might get Gruden in there next year. Who knows?
I hope not. My Lord, you want to talk about a gauntlet if they get Gruden, son? I mean, the state of Florida recruits it.
Hey, man. I can't get behind Billy. He builds me up every year and then throws me down. I'm done with it. I'm tanking him. They're tanking the season.
4-8, son.
4-8.
Hey, look.
In reality,
let's talk about
if Lagway, defensive line's healthy, running back's healthy, yeah, they're probably 7-5, 8-14. But I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it.
I was fixing to ask that question. If you could give a 2, because Kyle's in the middle, and I wanted to bring this up. Kyle's got them at 6-6. If you could take a 2-game swing here, Kyle, would you say that the chances of Florida going 8-4 or more likely, or 4-8, barring no injuries.
Oh, that's a given.
Barring no injuries?
That's a given.
Yeah.
I mean, no injuries. Yeah, I mean, I think it you could see the 8-4. Do I think it's actually going to happen? No. I think maybe 7-5, maybe getting a win at Miami, maybe squeezing by Ole Miss. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sold on them either.
So let's say that everybody else on the team stays healthy, but Lagway goes down. Where do you swing then?
4-8.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like saying,
just,
who's the backup?
I have no idea.
I don't even know.
I have no idea.
We know who Auburn's backup is.
Yeah.
We know Mississippi State's backup.
Auburn's backup be starting by game 5.
I bet he might. I doubt it. Look, all right. Next team on the list is Georgia, and I have Georgia going 11-1 this year with their only loss of the season, going to Texas. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it took every ounce in my body. I stared at this game for probably 5 minutes today. It took everything I had in me not to say that Georgia would lose to Georgia Tech this year.
Yeah,
Same. I looked at it too.
It took everything I had not to say, but I also looked at it was like, man, if they were ever going to do it, if Brent Key was ever going to do it at Georgia Tech, it had to have been last year, and they didn't get it done. Georgia ain't forgot about it. I promise you, Kirby's got it circled. I've got Georgia going 11-1.
So I have Georgia going 11-1 too, assuming a loss to Bama. But I do want to ask this question: how many games can you look at on their schedule and say, okay, I can see that loss, or I can see them losing to them? Because I see 2 more. I think, obviously, I'm going to be a little biased, but also Kirby has a curse against Bama. I think Bama could be a loss. Not saying it will be. I got them wrote down as they beat Bama. I think Bama can be a loss. And I think Georgia Tech can be a loss. That's 2 games that can be, if they lose to Bama, there's no telling, right? It's just one of those seasons that any game can be any outcome.
Yeah. So I went 10-2 on Georgia this year. Bryce, how many times did Georgia beat Texas last year?
Twice. Well,
this year Texas is going to turn the table on them. Texas is going to beat Georgia, and Alabama is going to beat Georgia.
My dog, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Look, when I look at Georgia's schedule, man, I look at several teams and this is the SEC, right? I mean, they literally just made a whole show about this any given Saturday. Like, do I think that if Auburn was at 4-1 up to the point playing Georgia, and it's a night game at Auburn, and they're doing Cam's retirement, and they're doing Bo Jackson's ceremony, and Auburn's coming out of the night game, and they're on fire, they could. I don't see it happening.
Momentum, man. Momentum's a heck of a thing.
The world's largest cocktail, right? If DJ Lagway's healthy at this point of season, right? They play fairly early in the year. I mean, I've seen a lot of people picking Florida in this game. So there's a lot of games at Georgia's schedule that I say, well, they could lose it. But in reality, it's still Kirby Smart, and he's still probably the best active head coach in football right now. So,
yeah, no argument there.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right,
but that's every. I don't want to make a comment. That's every SEC team. Every SEC team can easily lose 1 or 2 more games than what anybody predicts.
Yes,
easily.
Yeah. I mean, look at Vandy. I hate to keep throwing that out there, but who expected that?
Yeah, nobody.
No.
So Kentucky's the next game on the list, and boys, I'm sorry, this is Mark Stoops' last year as a Kentucky Wildcat, and they will be going. I don't predict it. I'm pretty much telling you that it's 3-9 this year for the Kentucky Wildcats. They are losing to Ole Miss, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, Vandy, and Louisville.
You didn't have Florida on there? I thought they played Florida.
Florida as well. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was about to say. Get your crap together.
Yeah. I'm with you. Zach Calzada, he's like 30 years old. He hadn't done it up till now. I don't think he's going to do it. I think I'm with you. I think Stoops is out. Could this be a team that – because I heard a rumor that Orgeron's been wanting to get back into coaching. Could this be one of those new Gruden-Orgeron coaching deals here in Kentucky? I mean, I think Gruden's wife graduated around Tennessee, or lived around Tennessee. So maybe it's close enough to home for her.
You want me to tell you the most realistic thing I think that would happen to Ed Orgeron is I think that John Summerall would get called up to one of these jobs and Ed Orgeron would take the Tulane job for a year.
That's a good take. I like that. That makes sense.
I think Ed Orgeron being from Louisiana, right down there around where he's from, and I just think that would be a good job for him to get back in for a year or two. Get back on his feet, show everybody that he's ready to get back to the big house, and he could sneak his way back in there somewhere. But I think that Tulane would be the most sensible job for him, if that makes sense. I could really see Ed being Tulane's next head coach.
Yeah, I like that take.
Yeah, yep.
So we all agree that we had Kentucky at 3-9.
I had them 0-12.
I said 3-10, but yeah, I meant 3.
No, I got 3-9.
Yeah, 3-9 as well.
Yeah,
pretty much same losses. I think the only wins they'll have is slight divisions. So,
all right, my next team up is LSU, and I got them going 9-3 on the season with a loss to the opener to Clemson, a loss to South Carolina, and a loss to Bama. And this isn't a shot at LSU.
That was my screen. Yours. There you go.
Bam. All right, that wasn't a shot at LSU. Look, I think this is a great ball team. I think Garrett Nussmeier is one of the Heisman favorites for the year. I like this team a lot. I like the additions they've made, but LSU, they've got that first game curse, right? And Clemson is one of my top contenders for a national championship this year. So I have them losing to Clemson, losing South Carolina, losing to Alabama, going 9-3, and probably finding a way to sneak in that 12th spot for the playoffs somehow.
I like that take. Yeah, I'm with you, but I'm gonna say they're going 10-2. I'm thinking they're gonna lose South Carolina and Oklahoma. I think that the Alabama game is going to be one for the ages. Or going into Bryant-Denny, but I got to see Ty Simpson. I followed the hype. We know he's good. We got to see him play, just like 75% of the rest of the SEC. So maybe I'll sway a little bit toward Bama on that game, but for right now, I got to take Nuss. I think he's going to be Heisman candidate. I think he's going to be showing out this year. Top 12 team, 10-2 on them.
So I got them 11-1. I'm hesitant on the Clemson game. I do think they pull it out. I think they beat Clemson. And I think their only loss is to Bama. I just think DeBoer, Womack, I think they got their number, right? They looked at them. Look at the game last year. Now they're going to come to Bryant-Denny. I think they're one loss to Bama. And I'll stand on that.
I don't hate that prediction at all by any stretch of means. And, credit to LSU for getting 11-1 predictions, right? 10-2 at 9-3. Y'all are getting back to the standard in Baton Rouge. But I look at this LSU defense, and I know the additions they made from the portal, and I know that Harold Perkins is coming back and they're moving back to that true star position that he is. I expect the defense to be a lot better. But for roster right now, preseason, yeah, I'll take Bama in that one as well. So my next team up on the list is Ole Miss. And I'm not big on Ole Miss this year. A lot of people are going to call me crazy. Ole Miss is taking a step back, fellas. They are. And maybe not as much as I gave it to them, but I just have a hard time seeing them based off, especially the projection that I gave Florida this year. I got Ole Miss going at 7-5. I've got a loss for them against LSU, a loss against Georgia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Florida. So, Lane Kiffin, you probably don't want to hear or they don't want to take a 7-5 record, but I mean, maybe you would be content with an 8-4 record. I mean, you better be, because if Lane leaves, I don't know if you'll find somebody else better than him to come there. I mean, just being honest, you've never won anything at that school ever. So 7-5 is my prediction on Ole Miss, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take Ole Miss at an 8-4. I got them a loss to LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma, and South Carolina. But Egg Bowl, man. Look,
yeah,
it's the Egg Bowl. I'm a State fan. I hope we can go in. Well, they're coming to Starkville this year. I hope we can go to Starkville and take care of Ole Miss. We've been needing to do that for multiple years now. They have took over the series by a lot, but with the roster right now and the current state the state's been in, this is a realistic prediction now. I can't take them over them, but if they do, we are throwing down, boys. We are throwing down. So I got them 8-4, and I hope they go 7-5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got them 8-4 too. I still think the Tulane game is a trap game.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stand on that. I think Tulane can be a team that gets them to 7-5. But I'm gonna kind of go with roster versus roster. I think 8-4. I think Austin Simmons is a dude. I think he's gonna do good. The more I watch him, the more I like him. He's got great anticipation. He's got a big arm, tall, lanky, he's fast, he's athletic. I think Choke Kiffin doesn't get it done though. So I'm saying 8-4.
Lane Whiffen.
Lane Whiffen.
Hold on, draw sipping. All right, next team on the list, we have Cam's team, baby. The Mississippi Gridiron State freaking Bulldogs, baby. And you know what? I'm expecting a lot of big things. Just kidding. 4-8 for Mississippi State this year. Tennessee with a loss. Texas A&M, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri, Ole Miss. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I thought about this for a while. When we done the Mississippi State prediction, I had them going bowl eligible. I think they'll start out the season hot, right? I think they come out 4-0. I think they beat Southern Miss. I think they beat Arizona State. I think they beat Akron. I think it's Alcorn State and then Northern Illinois. And then from there, it's a gauntlet, man. I mean, the Tennessee game and the Florida game or even the Arkansas game or swing games, and you could say the Missouri game is, but it's when you get on that trifecta, right? When you start running to them losses, I'm kind of like y'all are with a couple other teams. I think Jeff Levy's a good coach, but just show us, man. Show us you are this year. Prove me wrong. But I have Mississippi State going 4-8.
Yeah, I'm with you. Show me. So I'm gonna hit you with I'm gonna say we're gonna get to bowl eligibility 6-6.
Let's go.
That's me being optimistic. It's very far-fetched, but let me tell you why. And anybody can argue this. And Bryce, you've seen the stats, you've seen the graphic. Mississippi State has the best running back room in the SEC, and if you want to argue it, I can show you.
Yeah.
And they have upgraded their whole offensive line. They got Lou Holtz in.
On papers, yeah. On papers, okay. They are the best.
And so Lou Holtz comes in, rejuvenated the whole line. Now they have one of the top 5 heaviest, biggest linemen in the nation, number 5. So I'm got big hopes for the running game. I hope Shapen is healthy. We know he played 4 games last year. We lost Michael Van Buren. So as long as Blake Shapen can hold up, we won't have to go back to another freshman quarterback. But I got them losing to Texas A&M, Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, and Ole Miss. But I'm hoping we can pull out an Egg Bowl. The reason I got them beating Florida, I haven't beaten Arkansas and Florida. I'm just picking the Florida game because I'm mad at Florida. If Lagway's there, we don't stand a chance in the Swamp. But so I'm hoping there's another trap game there to get to that 6 wins, whether it's the Egg Bowl. Maybe pull out something like a Tennessee. A lot of people are not very big on Tennessee this year, so you might can swing in there and pull one out. Don't know. But I'm hoping for bowl eligibility. We're looking like a 5-7 for Arizona State's the game. If we get through Arizona State, then I see the possibility. If we drop Arizona State, I don't see 6-6 happening, fellas.
I got them 3-9 with a loss to Arizona State, Tennessee, A&M, Florida, Texas, Arkansas, Georgia, Missouri, and Ole Miss. Not big on them.
Yeah,
I think we're just
Run
kinda
game
the
and all.
same.
Run game and all. I mean, I'm just not big on them.
I think we're
Can I
just
show
all
you?
kind of in the same boat. We just got to wait on a couple of these
Yeah.
teams to show us what they can do. So
Yeah, I think they can. I think they can be good. Just like you said, Bryce, I got to see it.
all right, next up on the list is Missouri, and there's just really not a lot to talk about with this team. I mean, they lost a ton of talent last year. I still think they're decent. I still got a lot of faith in Coach Drinkwitz. I think that the first bigger name job that he can find, he needs to throw his hat in there because he needs to get out of Missouri. I think he's a very good coach. I have Missouri going 7-5 this year with a loss to South Carolina, Alabama, Auburn, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma. And look, it's not a shot at Missouri. I mean, I respect their back-to-back 10-win seasons, but who they have, right? Luther Burden, Brady Cook. They're gone. That was the two biggest players they had. They lost. If I looked at it right, and maybe y'all might have seen this too, they lost 7 starters on defense. 7 starters. And that's big. That's a lot. And I think Missouri will come out with a 7-5 record is technically a winning record. Take it, okay? Take that this year. You haven't even seen Pibula spin a ball yet in a real game. It's a backup from Penn State that transferred there. He never played. Look, take it, man. Take your 7-5 and move on to next year and build on that team and hope and pray your coach doesn't get another job somewhere else because he needs to take it, get out of there. So
I have the exact same record. 7-5, same losses. I'm with you.
Yep.
You hit the nail on the head.
I like Drinkwitz a lot. I really hate to do this, but I'm going 6-6 on them.
okay.
I think they lose South Carolina, Bama, Auburn. I think they lose Vandy. I think Vandy takes this one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Diego pulls one out. I mean, I don't see the talent there, and we know Diego Pavia he's a baller, and I think I think it's in Nashville. So I think that they're going to pull out that one and then lose Texas A&M, Oklahoma. So they got them going 6-6.
Well, look, speaking of Oklahoma, that's been like when we've had conversations with each other, us three, we've kind of all had mixed emotions on this team, right? A lot of people are riding John Mateer. Meat riding is what I'd like to call it because that's what they're doing to him. Jesus, get off of it, Grant. Take a deep breath, please. Cameron, I'm kidding. Hey, look, I got Oklahoma going 8-4 this year. I have them with a loss to Texas, South Carolina, Bama, and LSU. But there's a swing game in there. There's a swing game in there to me, and I'll stand on this hill. If Auburn comes out swinging and they're doing good, I would swap the LSU game and the Oklahoma game. I mean, the LSU and Auburn game. I would throw a loss at Auburn, and I would have Oklahoma beating LSU if that was to happen. But right now, as it sits, I have Texas, South Carolina, Bama, and LSU beating Oklahoma, putting them at 8.
Well, I had the same record, same losses. I don't see them pulling out a win from any of those 4, in the top. I don't see it. I don't see a win at Georgia. I don't see a win at LSU, SC, or Bama. I just don't see it. So I don't know. I think they could possibly go 7-5, maybe lose. They play Auburn. Yeah, maybe lose to Auburn. That's about it. I don't see any more than that.
I just have a hard time seeing them. Like I think that I would feel more comfortable saying they would still go 8-4, but swap one of these teams if Auburn were to upset Oklahoma. Because I can tell you, Oklahoma's going to be favored in that game, and it's at Oklahoma. It would be an upset if Auburn were to go in there and win. I just see a more realistic take would be swapping one of these, finding a way for Oklahoma to upset one of these. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle got 8-4. Cam?
I got 9-3, bud. 9-3. They're going to lose at Texas, South Carolina, and Bama. I think that because the game against LSU is in Norman, I think they're going to have the momentum rolling. They're going to be in that 12th man battle there with LSU, and it's in Norman. It's going to be a crazy crowd, and I think Mateer is going to be well established, and I have high hopes for Mateer. Not let me down, but so does the rest of the nation right now, I guess. But
hey, look. Do you see a round where? I guess so. I mean, we could talk. Like, do you see a round where both of these teams are right there, last game of the season, winner of that game, squeezed in a playoff spot between Oklahoma and LSU?
That's what I'm getting at. It's in Norman. I can feel it with that game.
But I
yeah. No, I'm 100%. But let me just say this.
It's glitching. My friend is glitching over there right now.
Look, Mateer hadn't proven himself in the SEC. He's proven himself in Washington State. Did he have the best team around him? No, but look at his yardage. He's got the stats for it. So if he can bring that same amount of energy, talent to Oklahoma with that quality of a team in the SEC, I think he'll do good. But
so you think that Oklahoma has improved their roster enough to be a 9-3 caliber team just by him being there?
Yeah, they rejuvenated the whole offensive line. Yeah, I do. But at the same time, we haven't seen him in the SEC. But we're talking all this, and I know we hadn't got to Texas yet, but look at the teams we're hyping up that hadn't even – look at Ty Simpson. I think he's going to do great. But he hasn't really played in the SEC.
But I look at the roster. Like, I look at Alabama's roster.
Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this, though. Who is the key holder of that offense? If you're not making smart plays, if me and you talked about with Jackson Arnold, you can have the best team around you. Receivers can catch and run. They can be 8 foot tall. But if you can't get it to there and make smart plays, then you're not doing any good.
Look at Milroe last year.
Exactly.
Roster matters, okay?
Look at
Diego Pavia. Diego Pavia is a good quarterback. That doesn't mean nobody thinks Vanderbilt's going to win 10 games this season. Like, the roster matters.
The roster absolutely matters. But at the same time,
it's a play of both. And I can see, like, I see John Mateer stats. I get it. And like I say, I mean, we're not far off here, right? We got them going 8-4. You've got them going 9-3. It's not like we're saying 12-0 and 6-6, right? I don't know if Oklahoma's a playoff caliber team yet. Can they be? Yes, and only time will tell. But yeah, we gotta let's go. All right, this team right here, baby. Me and Cameron are high on them, and I think Kyle's got a lot of juice behind them too. South Carolina. Look, people have been sleeping on these boys all off season, and you want to talk about what they lost in the front seven last year? Hey, turns out Dylan Stewart is still that freaking dude, right? He's still on the defense. They have stacked some good high school classes, hit the transfer portal. And last I checked, Lenore Sellers is still taking snaps this year for South Carolina. Just squeaked out that last spot in the playoffs last year. I think they ended up being 14 or 15. It was tit for tat between Bama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina, right?
Yeah.
And the win from Bama is actually when Bama beating South Carolina is kind of what held them back out of it, right? And along with LSU loss. But I got South Carolina at 11-1 this year, boys. Call me crazy. Call me what you want. I've got these boys going 11-1 with their only loss being to Clemson, their rival, at the end of the year, and it's not a conference game. So, yeah. I've got South Carolina going 8-0 in the SEC this year.
Same, 11-1, buddy. I got you 11-1. only lost to Clemson, and you see my Heisman pick down there. I think he's going to do it. I think he's a veteran quarterback now. I think he's got all the potential in the world. Run, throw, he can do it all. So he's a big guy. I'd hate to be in an open field, 20 yards in between at full speed, have to hit that joker.
Yeah,
so
we wouldn't. My ankles would still be right there. So, Kyle, talk to me, son. Talk to me.
So I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant on quarterbacks that are known predominantly for running, right? Lenore Sellers had a good year last year passing, but he was more known for what he could do getting out of the pocket. Jalen Milroe, same situation, right? He was known for getting out of the pocket, had a big arm, inconsistent. I saw inconsistent play from both of them at the Bama-South Carolina game. If Lenore Sellers can be a consistent 60, 65 and up, closer to 68% completion range, quarterback, minimal interceptions, even watching the fumbles. He had 2 fumbles against Bama. Then I'll get on the hype. I'm not sold that they're 8-0 yet. I think they lose to LSU. I think LSU is a better team with a better quarterback. I think Nuss is a better quarterback for sure. But again, I mean, there's another game there, right? We're always going to say there's another game that they can lose. So I'm going to say 10-2. I'm going to say that they get a win over Bama, being conservative. I think they can lose to Bama. They can lose to Bama.
Oh, they can. They can lose. They can lose.
Very much so.
I'm surprised you picked the loss there, though.
I had to throw up before this so I could say that. But I think I lost to LSU, and I think I lost to Clemson. Sorry, I'm saying 10-2, 7-1 in conference. They're losing to Clemson at the end of the year. They're coming in at like number 6, number 7 in the playoffs.
But let's be honest with that.
Not a bad take, though, man.
Even if they lost to Bama, they're 10-3. Do you think that they still don't? 9-3. Do you still think they don't get in the top 12?
No. Look, if you have Georgia, you could go Georgia 10-2. You could go LSU 10-2. You could go Bama 10-2, and you can go South Carolina 10-2. All 4 of those teams can be 10-2, and all 4 of those teams are going to be in the playoff. Texas can be in the playoff. Auburn, I'm sorry, they're not going to be in the playoffs, but that, like, even though these teams we're saying that they're going to win this, they're going to lose that, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is them getting to the playoffs. Whether they're 9-3, they're 10-2, they're 11-1, 12-0, whatever. Biggest thing is them getting to the playoffs. I see South Carolina going to the playoffs. I see LSU going to the playoffs. I see Bama going. Again,
it's tight. It's tight.
If Lenore's can get away from the hype quarterback to the elite quarterback, I will get on board with the Heisman. He's not at the elite level yet. Elite level is having a presence, knowing that every throw he's going to make, if it's incomplete, it's because of the wide receiver or a great play, not a bonehead throw or whatever that he had last year.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a few more. Let's try to get through so we get to our predictions for the championship. So now we got Tennessee. And look, I'm not sold on Tennessee. Joey Aguilar has every chance to get in there and be great. But I don't think that it was just Nico that they lost. I think they lost a couple other key players on this team. Not sure that the roster is ready to bounce back yet. And I might be cutting them a little short here. But I got Tennessee going at 7-5, right? I've got them losing to Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, Florida, and Vanderbilt. I stick by it. I think Vanderbilt is beating Tennessee this year. That game means so much to Pavia and all of them. And Nashville needs that win. I've got Tennessee going 7-5.
Agreed, 1,000%.
I'm a little bit higher on them. I think they go 8-4. Then they get beat by Georgia, Bama, Oklahoma, and Vandy. So,
but you hate Florida though,
huh?
You hate Florida though.
I hate Florida.
Florida's a swing game. I'm with you there. I think Florida can win. I think they can beat Florida.
Look, if Florida's healthy and everything's clicking like the end of last year, they're great.
Show me on this doll where Florida hurts you. Show me on this doll where Florida hurts you.
Yeah. Billy did when he got my hopes up last year and crashed him.
All right. Next team up, Texas, baby. And I will be honest with you, this is another team that is sweeping the conference, in my opinion, with only one loss. I've got them losing the opener, Ohio State, winning out. Give me Texas 11-1 for the year.
Same. Ohio State. You're going to put it on the first game. Do y'all realize the amount of quality games is on week 1?
Cinema, baby. It's pure cinema.
Man.
So the thing about Texas for me, they don't have a real test until they see Georgia.
Cakewalk.
They have the weaker side of the SEC. I'm sorry. Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma can be a tough game for them. Florida, A&M, they have the weaker side of the schedule. It's like they're on the west or the old east side, right?
Do you think Sarkisian and Sankey has a little bromance going on there?
100%.
That schedule he's got.
I would love to see them play well and possibly win the SEC championship, but get to the playoffs and actually make a good run. Last year I felt like they got to playoffs and they were just weak. It was embarrassing to watch almost.
Arch Montana is going to end up winning the Heisman. They watch.
So who did you have beating Texas, Kyle?
OSU.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all by committee on that one. All right, next team up, Texas A&M, the best 8-4 program in college football, and that's exactly what I have them right now. 8-4 for the season. Lost to Notre Dame, lost to LSU, lost to South Carolina, lost to Texas.
You hit the nail on the head, buddy. Same here.
A&M and Auburn play.
A&M and Auburn play.
And you have them beating Auburn. But you have Auburn beating Bama.
Oh yeah, well it's the Iron Bowl, man.
True. That's true. You're right. I got them 8-4 as well. I had to make some things make sense in my head. I got them 8-4. A solid 8-4 team.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed, he's good, but he needs a little bit more last year. So.
All right, so the last prediction before we get into our SEC championship, Vanderbilt, and I have Vanderbilt going 6-6 on the year. I lost South Carolina, lost Alabama, LSU, Missouri, Texas, and Auburn. With that win at the end of season against Tennessee, in my opinion, will make them bowl eligible. Give me Vandy for 6-6.
Yes, I'm there. 6-6.
Y'all are 6-6. I'm a little higher on them, but I had them beating Missouri. So I think they're going 7-5. Losses South Carolina, Bama, LSU, Texas, and Auburn. I think Auburn beats them. So
look, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go 7-5, and they're beating Auburn.
Oh,
look, Pavia's got Hugh Freeze's number, man. He's
does
beat him at every school he's ever been at. Yeah.
But he's getting back at him. He's getting back at him this year.
Look, if you look back at that Auburn game last year, we held Pavia under 100 yards. It was, again, a Peyton Thorne Terrace attack with an interception late for Vanderbilt to win that game. All right, SEC championship. I have Texas versus South Carolina, with Texas winning the SEC championship, boys.
Yep. You hit the nail on the head. I got the same thing, buddy. I think that roster at Texas, the whole team is just 5 stars. Arch Montana, crowning, Heisman, best player in the world. They win it all.
I tried to follow my actual predictions, right? As best as I could. And there was no way I could see South Carolina in the SEC championship the way I had it planned out, the way I had it predicted. So I have Texas and Georgia. I have a rematch, and I'm taking back what I have there. I have Texas winning, but if Georgia makes it back to the SEC championship at the 11-1 that I had them predicted, possibly 10-2, I don't see Texas beating them. Just saying.
Okay. Hey,
that's
I'm
just
good with it. I know that Georgia beat Texas twice last year, and I just, for some reason, I think Texas is going to squeak it out this year, but I don't see Georgia making it. I see South Carolina making it. So my Heisman prediction on the season, guys, and it might have caught y'all a little off guard. I got Dante Moore from Oregon. Right,
I knew you was going to go that route.
This is a kid that is a freak athlete. Plays in a very, very easier schedule. I know the Big Ten is the second best conference, but he has an easier schedule, and he has the potential to put out numbers that we've not seen. I would not be scared to say that he surpassed Dylan Gabriel or Bo Nix's numbers at Oregon. So give me Dante Moore for the winning of the Heisman at Oregon.
Yeah, I went with the obvious. If you get South Carolina in the SEC championship, that means they had a heck of a run. And it was all behind the hands of Lenore Sellers, and he has to be on a heck of a run to be in that position. So I think he, being the veteran guy, is going to have a run at the Heisman there. I think Nussmeier is going to be in there. I hate to say it, but I think Arch Montana is going to be up there too. So it's going to be interesting.
Probably so.
I'm tired of hearing that hype, though. So that's why I went away from him.
Yeah, I agree. I would love man, I want to see Arch Manning win it, but at the same time, I don't. I like Garrett Nussmeier at the beginning of the year. I wasn't real crazy about him. The more I watch tape, the more I look at stats and, understand that he is a retro.
Sophomore. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, looks like he's glitching out on us again. Look at that frame of his face right there. Look at that guy.
Is that the look from the Iron Bowl?
Hold on. Hey, what'd y'all hear? I lost y'all for a second. But, no, I think Garrett Nussmeier, I think he has another 4,000-yard year. I think he gets the interceptions down. You're going to see a lot of control from him this year because he is, a little bit more of a seasoned vet. I think they just get out of the SEC championship, but I don't think that matters for him to win the Heisman. I think he can. But again, I put him up there just because I like him the best right now. I'm not saying that's who's going to win. I'm not betting on it. But as of right now, I could see Nussmeier winning. And that could change week 1.
Well, there you have it, folks. This has been our SEC Breakdown, guys. It was a pleasure. I enjoy it. There's some crazy takes on here. There's some not so crazy takes. And football season's here. So Friday's show that's going to drop, we're going to break down the Kansas State, Iowa State Week 0 matchup on Saturday. We'll give you our best predictions on it and might sneak a little gaming bet in there for y'all. Might give y'all a little sneaky parlay to put in, help y'all get a little bit of extra change in your pocket or lose it. Up to you. That's why they call it gambling. So if that's something y'all are interested in, please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. Share it to all your buddies. This has been another episode of The Common Fan.
You've been listening to The Common Fan. See y'all next time. Same time, same tailgate.